Thank you guys for tuning into another video. Today we're going to take a look at the 2023 Honda Pilot TrailSport. This is our demo. It finally came in. It's a little windy out here. I don't know why. Every time I try to do a Pilot, it's windy. Out of all the packages, this is Honda's, I guess, Halo package. You've probably seen the TrailSport everywhere. Everyone's been reviewing it. We already did the Touring and we already did the Elite. Now we have the TrailSport, and there is still trims below this one. So you can get an EXO that's right below this one, and then a Sport that's right below that. And then Honda brought back the LX, which is going to be the new base model. The Sport used to be the lowest base model, but I made another video about LXs and that'll come out soon. But we're here to take a look at the TrailSport. The color we're looking at is Diffused Sky Pearl, and this color is only on the TrailSport. You can see there's a pearl in there. It's actually a really beautiful color. It's a very light blue. This TrailSport will look a little bit different than most TrailSports because this has a launch package on it. So the launch package, and it's a PPO package that's from Honda. First thing you'll notice is the graphic on the hood, and that's to help with sun glare when you are off-roading and you're on a weird angle. Sun won't glare off the hood. Also with the launch package, you get these fender flares, which is a package you can add to your Passport. And I actually like the fender flares. It makes it look a little bit more off-road ready. Even got a little design in it as well. The launch package also will have these, I guess, like under rock panel protectors type of thing. The normal Pilot doesn't come with this at all, or the TrailSport. And also you're gonna get seat back protectors in the third row, which we're gonna look at in a second. Also, it's gonna give you crossbars because you get the black roof rails, but crossbars you have to add, and that's on the launch packet. And the last thing is you get a cargo tray in the trunk. But before we get in there, let's kind of look at the front. So on the TrailSport, everything's blacked out. There's no chrome on this at all. When I did the Touring and the Elite, you at least seen a little chrome on the grill. You've seen chrome in this piece right here, but this is actually black. This is fully black as well too. The door handles are black. The window trim, black. Mirror caps, black. Everything's blacked out, no chrome at all. You do have these little silver pieces there and right here in the front. This wind is killing me. But this will be the most ruggedized tires I've ever seen on a Honda ever. Like even the TrailSport on the 22 Pilot, it's not as rugged as this. These are Continentals, and they're the terrain contacts. It's actually, look, Traction Plus. It's actually a nice tire, 265 60 18s. So you do get 18s on the TrailSport, and this is a TrailSport rim. You can see the TrailSport stamped into the wheel. It's actually pretty, I love how this looks. It reminds me of the Acura TL Type S waffles. With the 23 Pilots, you do get the new design Q. So flat grille, slimmer headlights, fog lights, parking sensors front and back. You do get the front camera with a washer on there as well. When I did my Elite video, I showed that off to you guys. And you do have the 360 camera, so you do have cameras underneath there, camera in the front and camera in the back. Then you come around to the rear. It comes with a standard hitch. Any other trim level you get, you have to add a hitch. So that's standard, and you even got little, I guess, like tow hook points. And you also get a spare tire, a full-size spare tire too. So I believe all the trims get a donut. I think this is the only trim level to get a spare tire. Don't quote me on that. We'll check later when we look at the trim levels. But the rear is okay, nothing crazy. With the tail lights, look like they're half LED, half incandescent. It's kind of been Honda's thing they've been doing. All-wheel drive in the back, TrailSport badge in the back. Everything's blacked out back here. See the spoiler as well. The blue is, this color is beautiful. It makes the Pilot pop. The blue with all the blacked out goodies. Black door handles. They look good as you come inside. Black interior is your only color option on the TrailSport. But you do have the orange stitching, TrailSport, branded in the headrest, which is nice. And your floor mats is gonna be all-season mats. And that's actually pretty cool because only the TrailSport get the all-season mats. We're gonna actually start it up. Now you do get the half digital, half analog cluster if you want the full digital. I think it's a 10.2 inch. You have to get an Elite, and I did a video on that, so make sure you check that out. You also get the 9-inch touchscreen display. All of them are the same size. A lot of people are complaining that Honda should have gave the Pilot a bigger screen instead of just giving it the Civic CR-V, HR-V screen, since it's a bigger vehicle. But if you know Honda, they're not there yet with big screens. I know the Accord is getting a 12-inch, but they kind of, you know, they don't just want to have just a bunch of screens and then a button. They still want to give you some buttons, but they don't want to give you too much buttons and still give you a nice touchscreen display. The size is decent. You guys will be okay with it. I'm just shocked that they didn't give the full digital at least to the Touring and the Elite, but it is what it is. So just like the Touring and Elite I went over, interior is very similar. I don't think I mentioned this in the Touring and Elite video, but you do have auto up and down on the driver, passenger, and the rear windows. So that's unique. You do have a de-icer wiper zone. Someone was just looking at this, because this is our demo, so someone was just test driving in there, or I guess taking a look at this guy. So what this will do is it'll heat the bottom of the windshield where the wipers are, and to help it get unstuck, which is pretty cool. And on the steering wheel here, you do have heated steering wheel with the orange stitching in the middle, which is cool. One scroll wheel, because you can control the left side, view different information. So you got navigation, phone. Phone does not want to focus. There we go. Brightness, all that good stuff. You do have auto headlights, parking lights, and just on and off, and fog lights. And then on the right stick, you do have your wipers, your rear wiper, and your front camera cleaner, which is, I believe, this top one, and then the one on the bottom here is your rear wiper cleaner as well. Actually, let's test that out. I'm gonna put it in reverse so you can see the rear backup camera, and then let's go all the way to this one. Oh, look at that. And it cleans it. That's pretty cool. So what you heard just now was across traffic. There was a car driving behind me, and it was warning you, like, hey, there's a car coming from either way. And just here on the screen, I went over the screen on many different vehicles. So you do have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, satellite radio. Let's see if this has the hotspot built in, because I know the Touring Elite had it, and it doesn't. It does have cap and talk, so you can talk to your rear passengers through the speaker. But no Wi-Fi. You have to get Touring. It looks like you have to get Touring and Elite to get that guy. But this is pretty much Honda Link. Until the Accord one comes out, this is the current one. It's not the newest one anymore because of the Accord, but right now this is the latest one. You do have heated seats. You do have to get a Elite to get ventilated seats, but at least you have heated fronts. And then you do have tri-zone climate control, little pocket storage, USB-A, USB-C, power outlet, wireless phone charger, and then they widened this piece down here so you can fit 2 phones, which is cool, but you're probably gonna plug your phone in. Wireless phone charger is cool, and you can turn it on and off. You don't have to have those pads where it's always on. At least you can turn it off, which is cool. And you have your shifter selector here, park, reverse, neutral drive, /sport. And you do have your drive modes. And I kind of went over this in the Elite, but I'll show you guys. You have sport, normal, econ, snow, trail. When you go to trail, it automatically puts on the 360 camera, which is pretty cool. And sand and tow modes. I'm gonna leave this back in normal so everyone test drive it could drive it normally. You do have the auto stop feature and hill descent control, so it's like cruise control going downhill. And you do have a electronic parking brake, because the previous Pilot had the manual push brake. I like to say push button, and your brake hold because you have the electronic parking brake. So that's actually pretty cool. You have auto dimming rear view mirror. You do have home link, so built-in garage openers under here. And you do have the panorama roof, so let's open that up. And you do have a traditional moon roof too. I showed this on the Elite. So you can, this part will open and that stays open, but it lets in a lot of light. You can see with the crossbars. I'm actually gonna close it because the sun is beaming in, but at least you have that. You do have a sunglass holder / who threw that Cheeto mirror, so you don't have to turn back watching the kids, you know, behaving bad back there. Then you can turn on the cabin talk, say, hey, quiet down back there. So whatever's going on, we need this on. And what's cool with the camera is it's a dedicated button to turn it on. So if you want it 360, you turn it 360. And then you have the front, and then you have the sides too, which is pretty cool. And I showed you guys in the Elite, you turn the wheel, it turns the front wheel, and you have trajectory where you're gonna end up, which is pretty cool. So since oh wow, so I just learned that this has trajectory in the front, and if I put it in reverse, It has trajectory in the back too. Look at that. It's cool. That is cool. Go to the second row. Oh, look, this is different. This is full black. On the Touring Elite I went over, there's a different design here on the door, so that's different. You do have blind spot, if I didn't mention that. On the Touring Elite, they have smart entry on the rear doors. You don't have it on the TrailSport. And then here's the mats that come with the TrailSport, and they're all season. Every other trim gonna come with carpet, besides the TrailSport come with these. It's pretty cool. And the middle seat, there is no middle seat. It's captain's only. On the Touring, you have an option to have a seat here, or you can remove the seat. And when you remove the seat, there's a storage in the back where you can put the seat. But that's not on the TrailSport. The TrailSport is captain only. If you get an EXL, you have the option to get a configuration just like this where it's captains, or you can get a bench. But it's removable on the Touring and the Elite. You do have a household outlet back here. That's pretty cool. USB-A's back there, and controls for the rear climate control. You can lock these controls up front. If you want the kids to be messing with it, you can. You have sunshades built in. Sunshades built in. And then you do have easy access to the third row. You push this button here, and it slides forward, and it'll go back. Part of the launch package have this seat back protector I was telling you about. And these are stuff you can add individually. And here's a cargo tray in the trunk. The third row is folded down right now, but the launch package is actually pretty cool. And in the third row, you got vents back there with USB-A, and another vent with another USB-A for the third row, cup holders. It's a power outlet back there in the trunk. We're actually gonna get back there in a second. And I didn't get to show you guys in the other pilots, but you can fold them flat too if you wanted to. So that's actually pretty cool. Beeping at you, let you know, hey, it's running. Don't forget your car's running. Power tailgate. You can see the washer and the backup camera right there. And it's adjustable, so you can adjust to how high you want the trunk to open. And since the TrailSport doesn't have that removable middle seat, if you look in here, it doesn't have a space to store the middle seat. So because of that, the storage space under here is actually more shallower. And also, you have that full tire I was telling you about underneath. So I believe on all the other trims, I know the Touring Elite has a bigger cubby back here to store the seat, but I'm wondering on the EXL and the Sport and the LX, will it be the same space and will they give you a full-size tire, or will it be the same space and they give you a donut? So that's interesting, because the previous Pilot had donuts underneath. But yeah, I showed you guys the power outlet, and also this is look like where your jack and your tools are. So your funnel for your captain's filler and your tools is under this bin. So you just unlock, pull it out. And then you have a little storage under here, which is pretty cool. You don't get the Bose system in here. You get that in, I believe, Touring and Elite, yes. And the hands-free feature, I believe, is not on this guy either. Anything I went over, and I'm not too sure, the next portion of this video, we're gonna go over the trim walk and kind of go over that. It's gonna be hard to get, but you can see it's 23 TrailSport all-wheel drive. Only comes in all-wheel drive. MSRP is $51,735. That thing was so hard to get. Captain's filler, push in, pop open. The last Pilot, you had to push the button on the door to pop open the tank. They went to the push button, and if you lock the Pilot, locks that door. Unlock the Pilot, unlock this door. So no one can just jump in there easily. But super nice. Always, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. I apologize for the wind noise again. The dealership, we're on a hill and it's just always windy and it's just not gonna be perfect. I pulled up the trim walk of 2023 Pilot. Like I mentioned in the video, there will be an LX trim and it will be below the Sport. And I think this is just a last minute thing Honda made. I made a video kind of explaining this thingy, but that'll be out soon. Previous Pilots, when you go from an LX to an EX or an EXL, you get all the features in one trim. And when you go to the next one, you just add on. It's a little bit different for the 23s. So for example, you have the Sport trim, which is so-called the base model for right now. The EXL adds to or replace from the Sport. So the EXL will have everything the Sport has, and it adds to that minus a few cosmetic stuff. But then if you look at the TrailSport, it also adds to or replace from the Sport. So the EXL and the TrailSport are both trims that branch off from Sport. So you go from Sport, and either can go to EXL or you can go to TrailSport. There's no EXL then TrailSport. It's either way. And to make it even more confusing, if you look at the Touring, I know the Touring sits above the TrailSport, but the TrailSport doesn't. You don't go from TrailSport to Touring. You go from EXL to Touring. When you look at the TrailSport, like I said, you're going from Sport, TrailSport. EXL is a branch from Sport. TrailSport is a branch from Sport as well. So you get the all-wheel drive system, and this is Honda's second generation IVT M4. So they've upgraded a few things. Actually, I know I mentioned it in my Elite video, but I'm actually gonna pull this thing up here. So some updates they did to the all-wheel drive system is different from the 22. It has 40% more torque at launch, 30% faster response, a new rear differential, and the torque vectoring looked like they did up to 70% rear distribution and 100% right to left allocation. So that's what Honda says that they've updated in the all-wheel drive system. They also updated the motor too. The engines are actually different, even though it's still a 3.5 like the previous 22. They switched some things. They went from single head cams to dual head cams, and this one actually makes about 5 or 6 more horsepower, I believe. Yeah, this makes 5 more horsepower than the 22 Pilot. And then the 10-speed automatic transmission is also the second gen of Honda's 10-speed automatic transmission. So a lot of changes there. But jumping back into the TrailSport, you do have the 7 modes. So you have normal, econ, snow, tow, sport, trail, sand, like I showed you guys in the video. You do have trail mode with trail torque logic. So what this will do is with the all-wheel drive system, it'll sense that one wheel is in the air, and it will spin that wheel a lot less and send more power to the wheel. Because most all-wheel drive systems spins all 4 wheels at the same time, or it split it from front to back. This system can go front and back, side to side, and in each individual wheel. So that's why the IVT M4 is actually really a unique all-wheel drive system. It's actually pretty good. You have underbody skid plates, so it covers under the engine and the fuel tank. And these skid plates can, I think, take the weight of the car. Like, they're very durable. It's pretty cool. So if you do go off-road, you have that. You have an integrated Class 3 trailer hitch. So also in the video, I said that you have these tow hooks, whatever. They're like recovery points as well. And they can, I guess, hold the weight of the vehicle as much as the weight of the vehicle as well. It's cool. One touch power panoramic moonroof, and that starts from TrailSport. You get in Touring and Elite. What I've heard, because I haven't seen the EXL yet, I heard that the EXL doesn't even have a moonroof. So it sounds like what Honda did is you either have the moonroof with the panoramic roof, or you don't have nothing. So when I get an EXL, we do that video. We're gonna double check, but that's what it sounds like. When you're on the Honda website to kind of see the colors and stuff, usually you can see the interior of most cars, but the Pilot you can't, so you can't see if it has a moonroof or not. But that's pretty interesting. And then the TrailSport adds it's a whole list of stuff, which is pretty cool. You have the Trail Watch camera system with a front camera washer, so that'll allow you to watch the camera and have the 360 view. Heated wiper zone, 18-inch shark gray alloy wheels with TrailSport logo. Love the wheels. After I did a walk around on the Pilot in person, I test drove this Pilot like 3 times with 3 different customers. Everyone loved how it drive. I even got a deposit for a TrailSport, the same exact one, the same color TrailSport and everything. It's very smooth. It's very smooth on the road. I know the wheels look beefy and look pretty grippy with plenty of thread, but it's smooth. It's comfortable. Black wheel lug nuts, 1-inch greater ground clearance. So I believe the normal Pilot is 7.8 inches. Actually, let me make sure I'm giving you guys real numbers. I might just go from top of my head. The normal Pilot is about 7.3 inches ground clearance, and the TrailSport is going to be 8.3 ground clearance. So you get about an inch on the TrailSport. Also, they give you like a sport tuned suspension versus the rest of the lineup. So that's actually pretty cool. 2-position memory for driver, seat, and side mirrors, so you can save your seat per key, which is cool. Heated gloss, and also if you want to see the key, in my Elite video I showed off the key. I didn't do it in Touring in this one, but I don't want to keep showing it in every video. But gloss black door handles, programmable power tailgate, front and rear parking sensors. So most of this I went over in the video. Heated leather seats, acoustic glass windshield. So it has a thicker windshield and interior will be a little bit more quieter, less of a road noise. It actually makes a difference. The durable synthetic leather seating surfaces with orange stitching. So they're synthetic leather, not real leather. Honda's been using like leather trim in their vehicles for a while. I don't remember the last time they even used real leather in their vehicles. But second row captain's chairs, sunshades in second row, auto dimming rear view mirror, home link. I didn't go over the wattage and how many speakers you have in the TrailSport, but it is a 9-speaker, 225 watt, including subwoofer. If you want the Bose system, Touring Elite, 9-inch color touchscreen display with volume knob, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, 15-watt wireless phone charger, 2.5 charging port. So yeah, you have USBs in second row and the third row. Went over that, and the cargo outlet, cabin talk. So pretty much everything here we went over. Power outlet, which is cool. TrailSport badging, all-weather floor mats. So all of this we kind of went over in the video, and that's what you're paying for. Coming from a sport. Like I said, from an EXL, the EXL will have some of these features, but there's some things that the TrailSport have the EXL just won't have. So we're here on Honda Automobiles, and you see all-wheel drive is standard. You can't get two-wheel drive at all. You're just gonna look through the colors. So you have black, you have lunar silver, you have diffused sky blue pearl, what we looked at today, which is my demo, platinum white pearl, radiant red, metallic 2. So it's not, oh, that's interesting. I didn't even notice the 2 in there. And then you have sonic gray. So obviously these colors you pay $455 more. So be mindful of that. And the interior color is black. No matter what color you get, interior is black. Get diffused, get white, interior is black on all of them. I do have some little facts on the TrailSport that Honda kind of offered to us, and kind of maybe a little bit more important to you guys. So first thing first, I know I mentioned that the rear diff, it's been upgraded already. So from the 22 Pilot, the torque in the rear diff was 2,133. On just any Pilot 23 besides the TrailSport, it's 2,500, and then the TrailSport actually has 3,000. So the suspension is slightly, well, it does have an off-road tuned suspension, but even the rear diff is different on the TrailSport versus all of the other trim levels, which is pretty interesting. And just to throw in a little bit more things in there, so the front skid plate is 4mm thick. The fuel tank is 2.8mm thick. We know about the full-size spare tire, and we know the recovery points are weighted about the gross weight of the vehicle. And I know when it comes to pricing, it might be kind of difficult deciding between TrailSport, Touring, and Elite, because I know the Touring is a little bit less than this, but Elite is like a little bit more than this, and this is right in the middle. So it comes down to personal preference where I look at it. Oops. If you mean to do that, but yeah, personal preference. I know I didn't drive the vehicle in this video, but just to give you my opinion, because like I said, I test drove this vehicle. I drove it myself, and I test drove, like I said, 3 different people, and they drive it, and everyone loves it so far. Compared to the 22, it's way more refined. The visibility is a lot better. It feels like, I don't know, the fact that they went to this whole longer hood, kind of like the windshields pulled back a little bit more styling, more boxy styling. It feels bigger. You notice the room, especially if you're going in and out of the third row. Like if you push the button to get to the third row, the space between to get out the third row versus the 22 space is this a difference. I had a customer, we compared the 22 to 23, and they noticed it was easier to get in and out of. It felt more comfortable in the second row in the 23 than the 22, and just the overall dash layout feels more roomier. Well, even though the 22 dash is pretty roomy, but it felt a little bit more roomier on the TrailSport as well. But I will end everything here. Make sure you check out my Touring and my Elite video, and EXL is coming soon, Sport's coming soon, and LX coming soon. I have all of those trim levels coming in. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.